Is Black Mask becoming a prominent villain like the Joker?
I hope so.
He seems to be making the rounds right now.
Yeah, I like him. I like Black Mask.
Because
he's the main villain
prominent villain in Catwoman right now.
Yeah.
Like, very prominent. Like, that's her Joker right now. And we'll talk more about that later tonight with it. Then the last question. Are we excited for the new event? This falls into the homage thing. Is the homage for the first Absolute Batman cover just being too much now?
100%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was okay.
Is catching up.
Okay cover.
It is catching up to Amazing Spider-Man 300 and Secret Wars at rapid speeds. The two most homage books that we know of, and this one is like right behind it, like, hold my beer, everybody. I'm coming. I'm climbing my way up there with my back with almost cape, you know?
And all of them within 2 years. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Like the Spider-Man 300, it took 30 years to get that far.
Yeah,
this but this 2 years, and we got 100 freaking homages to the damn thing.
So it's too many. Yeah. I would rather have seen Batgirl have her own, or Absolute Batgirl have her own cover, not a homage cover.
Yeah.
Iceman, you know what, Bobby? They ain't do you right. They don't do you right, Bobby. Okay, like, you know, you need your own book where you're leading a next team. You need some good writers. It needs to be a nice blend of gay Bobby leading a team, but with like the old school, you know, good joke personalities. And apparently it can't. I don't know. I'm just saying. God bless you. You need
is he an Omega mutant or not?
He is
Please,
an Omega
Marvel, make
mutant.
up your fucking mind.
I love him. There is no making it up. All right, read his shit. You will see it.
I know he's Omega mutant, but they won't portray him that way.
They do if you read his stuff. That's the problem. The one shot that they made recently that was the combination of his digital stories. He actually like loses his shit and builds this super fucking crazy ice wall, and literally all his former lovers team up to rescue him. You know, like Emma Frost's brother builds a psychic bridge. They get Romeo out of whatever trans-dimensional trap he was fucking in, and Romeo gets all up in there and is like, Bobby, you need to like wake up. You need to come out of this. And he does. And then they're on the ice slide together, and Romeo has his arms around his waist, and it's just like when they were teenagers in X-Men Blue, and Bobby made the ice slide for the first time with Romeo grabbing his hips. Like, you know, a Batman who does not kill is a big problem. Because, you know, the whole question of how many times do you got to lock up the Joker, and how many times does he have to kill thousands of people for you to go, maybe just trying to lock him up isn't it?
Yeah, but then he'd have to change his name to like the Executioner or something, you know?
No, just Ghostmaker.
He's not the judge. He's not the jury. Then he really would be Frank Miller's version of a fascist Batman, right? Because right now he's only enacting our laws and holding them up. He's not enacting his own laws and punishment, which would entail him to be a fascist. The way he's doing it right now is more like in line with what society needs, you know? He's not going around being like, I think this is a crime and I think this is the punishment. He's like, no, you committed a crime. I kicked your ass and I tied you up and told the police where you were.
Right. And for a regular criminal, yeah, but not for the Joker.
Yeah, sadistic. Well, he's doing his job. The people ahead of him, like Arkham Asylum, they're not doing their job. You know what I mean?
The courts aren't doing their job. But anyhow, look.
This too.
In ways, Batman is already a fascist, right? He's an unelected official going out and fighting crime, all right, and deciding what he thinks is justice, right? He uses surveillance technology. You could pretend like he doesn't. He uses the fuck out of it, right?
Yeah.
He employs intimidation and violence in his tactics. He operates outside of legal oversight, right? He is extremely wealthy. He's an extremely wealthy man using private resources. I just picked up this copy of Firestorm because I really like this cover. I already had I already had 2 other copies of Firestorm, but no, I love the cover and I'm weak. I bought this just to end it, you know?
Yeah.
Never again. You want to talk about been there, done that? Let's never do it again. Yeah,
Please,
so good for you. I hope you bought something really great with the thousands of dollars that you should have raked in from selling them. In the meantime, this is trash. Let's never revisit this. Please, DC, just don't do it again. No one was here for this. In this issue, everyone is still turning against Batman.
This is the first and original 3D Batman release in 1953, with the cover being drawn by a longtime Superman artist, Kurt Swan, with the original 3D glasses. This would be a great addition to any Batman collection. They can be hard to find, especially with the glasses. Solid mid-grade copies can range from $200 to $600, with glasses highest grade copies going for around $1,800. So that's the wrap on 3D Batman. I hope you liked both. What covers you like better? What covers did you like better, A or B? Robbie wants to know, so let us know in the chat. What cover did you like better?
The other one was from what, 1970?
New Titans is still fun and interesting, and this is a bad bitch cover, so I picked this one.
It is.
Nice.
All right. And again, because I'm weak, hey, I can hate on these two every day of the week, especially Rob. But I like this cover. I do.
I thought he was talking about us for a minute when he said these two. I hate on them. I was like, oh,
I would never go on someone's show just to talk trash about the actual guest without a level of, you know what I mean. I would never be that disrespectful unless it was for the camaraderie.
Yeah, Bruce. Oh wait, did I say that out loud?
Next up, we got the Oracle Report. So, living in the Narrows, Biofam witnessed his parents' brutal deaths at the hands of the Joker at the age of 12. As he grew up and watched the Clown Prince of Crime's body count rise, he came to believe Batman wasn't going far enough and that the criminal needed to die. 5 years after his parents' death, the Joker waged war on Gotham City, leaving an endless army of criminals to attack Gotham. After watching some of his men burn down a comic book store, Bayo finally decided to take matters into his own hands and become the Clown Hunter. Using a baseball bat with a batarang attached to the end, he patrolled the Narrows and killed roughly 12 of Joker's men during the war. And I know Cliff's got some stuff to tell us about Clown Hunter and Ghostmaker.
I know you're getting a 2-for-1. But yeah, no, this is like a very realistic character set in Batman's world. And this boy is leery of superheroes in general. Because it's kind of like you do what you do, you assert a lot of power, and then you kind of just let people like the Joker just roam free. Your code of ethics allows for this, and he's a little bit right and he's a little bit wrong. In my personal opinion, I like that reading his story challenged me, right? I like that reading about him and reading about Ghostmaker challenges me. So he's got the bat with the batarangs beating into it.
All right. Last book on the docket. Catwoman 88. This is my pick of the week. Callie's pick of the week. This has been a steady book that has been amazing every time we read it. So Black Cat is playing for keeps. Catwoman's return to Gotham City just keeps getting worse and worse. Thanks to Black Mask and his mysterious new benefactor. Plus, things get a bit hairy for old Slam Bradley. I love that they brought
Slam Bradley for this.
Yeah, he's been in this for a while now.
Yeah, she's been losing people fast, so you gotta find somebody to corner Selena with, right?
I love how this opens up. We get a flashback of Holly talking to her therapist about I think it's like her drug addiction or something that's happened, something traumatizing. And like we get flashbacks of her in a wheelchair pulling the trigger on someone, but we don't know who. And I just thought this was a cool little flashback to get a little bit reacquainted with Holly's backstory and everything. Then we get to the third panel of Selena and Holly sitting in the hallway where Selena rescued Holly from last issue and talking like this was all a setup, and Holly didn't know. Holly thought Selena was the one that caused all this because of Black Mask being able to make that one person look identical to Selena. And Black Mask gave Holly an out with the drugs. Like, you could take the drugs and you could end it right now. Or you could die, like, painfully. Or slowly, I guess. And she's telling Selena he swallows, like, one of those air things.
AirPods, so they could track him. Yeah, track his dead body.
Swallowed that, and then he finally gets captured.
I think they shot him, which is funny because those bikers are all pointing at each other, like crossfire.
Yeah. But yeah, and then we see Catwoman and Holly coming to town, and Catwoman's like, Holly, are you okay to drive? Like, you've been through a lot. She's like, yeah, I got this. It's no worries.
Yeah, I'm all hopped up on fucking drugs now. It's cool.
But yeah, and then we see Catwoman meet with the girl face to face on the rooftop because she followed like this kid led her to him, and Black Mask knew that she was going to follow her. And then this lady just execution styled the kid.
Yeah.
And gave Catwoman this, like, I don't know, was it a key and a tablet? And
it's a pin. Tablet. So she hands her the pin to a grenade and a tablet, and when she looks at the tablet, it is
Slam.
Slam tied up holding a grenade without a pin in it, because Black Mask told him, he's like, if you got the guts, you can take us both out right now, but I know you don't have the guts, so this is the deal. Squeeze that thing as long as you can. And he pulls the pin out of the grenade. So now if Slam lets go, it's going to blow up. So I was kind of wishing he would just chuck the grenade at Black Mask, you know?
Yeah, but
I have a feeling it's a dud.
So Deathstroke number 4. The family that kills together stays together. Slade's got a job to do, and he can't afford any distractions. Enter Ravager, his deadly daughter. But is she here to save Deathstroke or kill him? It's Take Your Kid to Work Day in this very special Kill Crazy family reunion issue. Callie?
Yep, Wintergreen's dead. Deathstroke was framed for it. Deadshot and Deathblow are there to kill him. And Ravager saves the day. She's there to save the day. Actually, I think she's there to kill her own father for killing Wintergreen, who is a bigger father figure for her than her own father Slade, which is kind of crazy. Even though she dresses like him, like you emulate your heroes, right? Not your enemies.
Yeah.
But
remember, the original Ravager is her brother.
Oh, okay.
So she is really dressing like the brother, and it's all the same shit.
But I like this issue more than the first ones because they toned it down. The first ones was like dialed up to 11 on the action, and it was nonstop. This one was like the first 5 pages, and then they killed it, and they brought it down to a more personal level between Slade and his daughter.
And then we find out Nightwing has like this confession with the priest, and it turns into the priest or Nightwing finding out this priest was the one who murdered the last victim that they found. Yep. And Nightwing's trying to convince this priest to turn himself in, and the priest runs, and he's running. And they go up to the bell tower, and the priest is telling him, like, this guy did worse things than the Joker, and I had to do something because he wasn't going to turn himself in. And the reason why his hands were how they were when they found him is because he was down on his knees praying, but he was laughing at the priest too. And the priest did, because he was telling the priest what all he'd done. But we don't know what he did. but we know it's worse than the Joker's has ever. All right, next up we have Batwoman number 4. Greg Rucka and Danny put Kate Kane through the ringer. Batwoman has declared war against the dark faith, and the body count continues to rise as her actions raise alarms among friends and foes alike. The question has come to Petalin in search of answers, but what she uncovers will force Kate into the most desperate fight of her life. Callie's taking away this one because I did not read this one.
You didn't read this one? Shame,
no,
man.
I couldn't get it.
So our biggest beef with this book so far is it hasn't felt like a Batwoman book, right?
Which is crazy considering the team working on it.
This issue nailed it. It brought it right back. This is a 100% Batwoman issue, dude. Like, you find out, I can't remember what all these people are complaining about. You can just skip it. There's a bunch of rich people complaining about stupid stuff. I sent you the pictures backwards. Oh well. But we find out that it's not Kate that's going out and killing all these people dressed up as Batwoman. The question comes to her and she's like, why are you killing all these people? And she's like, it's not me, I swear. And she's like, well, why didn't you tell me about your sister? Why didn't you tell me you had a twin? It was messed up. You know, I trusted you. And it was kind of short, but it was sweet. You know, like, you get this stuff about Kate, and we haven't gotten that in the first couple of issues, and we finally get Kate. You know what I mean? Because we've had this weird little stuff of her being in like a mental institution that she checked herself into.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything else with Batwoman, we didn't realize it's not her, it's somebody else. And we finally find out who that person is that's dressing like Batwoman. I thought it was going to be her dad.
And Bruce's act of kindness, calling upon Diana, going to other dimension and doing battle, getting that freaking talisman to bring back to Croc so that he wouldn't remain a monster entirely. And that act is history making for these characters right here. This is the moment where they are ready to go down their darkest path, and Wayland's like, we're not doing that. And I think it's great. I mean, I could be wrong about how it's going, but I feel like that is here for a reason. And, you know, my 2 cents.
And it's all despite Bruce's crappy attitude towards them as well.
It is. And the thing is, like, Bruce does care about them. It's just that, like, they're unwitting obstacles, but, like, he cares that when they all shit on him about how fucked up they were, he went right to calling upon Diana to go and try and help Wayland, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because Bruce still cares. Wayland can see it. Wayland can see it in what Bruce did for him. He knows, he doesn't know what took place, but he knows that was a fucking magic talisman that made him less monstrous, right?
Yeah.
So that alone, Bruce did some major shit to take care of me, you know?
Yep. Bruce and Wayland are the only two that actually act like family. I think everybody made a giant deal out of this scene, and I was really let down. Everybody's like, oh, he finally meets Joker face to face. It was so cool. I can't believe how awesome it was. And I read it, and I was like, that was kind of lame. The little Clayface coming out as Batman is way cooler.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. This was a big letdown. The end of this was a very big letdown. Like, you just like, I know you're Joker and I know you're Batman, okay? And we're just gonna be like this forever. We're gonna fight forever. It's like, this is the biggest build-up letdown of. What's going on, everyone? Here is the books we're going to be covering this Saturday. So, starting off with Detective Comics 110, or Innocent Girl or Deadly Assassin. Black Canary thinks she has granted shelter to a lost, scared little girl, but Batman and Green Arrow know the truth. Diana has unknowingly taken in a trained assassin as the Dark Knight and the Emerald Archer race to warn Black Canary. The question isn't who the girl is, but rather, can they get to Diana before it's too late? So if you want to know our thoughts on this one, you're going to have to tune in on Saturday. Next up, we got Harley Quinn number 63. Reign of the Super Cops. Oy vey. I've been facing off against my latest foe, the monochromatic man. And let me tell you something. This guy isn't messing around. He's turning my world into some kind of Dutch angle nightmare. But if that ain't bad enough, I got the whole dang GCPD after me too. So last issue of Harley was hard to read, hard to get through. So we're gonna see how this one goes. Hopefully it's better. And as you know, she is Batquin too. That's her other persona. So stay tuned and find out what we think of this one. Next up, since it's a light week, we're going to be adding on Hush, Batman Hush. So starting off with Batman 613, the new arc of Hush begins. A perfect evening out on the town for Bruce and Selina takes a turn for the deadly when Harley Quinn hits Gotham City. And if Harley's back, can the Joker be far behind? So this one's been really fun. We've been really enjoying Hush 1. So can't wait to see what the fellas think of this one. And then we're also going to be doing from Hush Batman 614. Batman takes on the villain you've been waiting for, the Joker. One is the Dark Knight. The other is the Clown Prince of Crime. Batman's oldest foe finally has gone too far, and Batman makes a vow. Tonight, the Joker dies by my hand. For all crimes the Joker has committed, Batman seeks retribution. Will the Dark Knight finally do what needs to be done? We're going to find out. Hope you guys stay tuned to the show. The link's in the description below for Saturday. Make sure that notification button so you get notified when the show starts. Last week we had a great guest on, Cliff on Comics. It was so fun. If you didn't check that episode out, you should go back, check it out. There was the highlights on this too. Hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to leave a comment, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification button so you get notified of all my videos on my channel. Till then, guys, we'll see you soon and see you Saturday. Have a great one. Later.
I never said thank you.